Hello, good afternoon students. I am TIWARI. I'll take your biology portions of the science book. The first chapter in this book is a life process. Now try to understand what is the life process. Due to the effect of environment, the organized, ordered nature of living structures is very likely to keep breaking down over time. If order breaks down, the organism will no longer be alive. That means not only the living thing, any system in the world, if left on its own, gradually faces disorder. Even universe, this is the law of thermodynamics. So living organism too face the disorderness. Therefore, living organism must keep repairing and maintaining their structures, otherwise order will be lost. Since all these structures are made up of molecules, they must move molecules around all the time. Now, what are the maintenance processes in living organisms? The processes which together perform the maintenance job are life processes. Such a set of maintenance processes needs energy which they take from outside the body continuously. There must be a process to take the energy. Since for the growth and maintenance of an organism, different molecules are also required. The energy available and molecules taken may not be usable as such. Hence, different processes are required to turn them in usable form. For example, the plants inside the starch, that is the carbohydrate, they burn it and generate the energy. So there are two different processes, like synthesis of the starch or a carbohydrate, and that is a breakdown. During these processes of changing molecules into usable form, some harmful molecules are formed which are to be removed from the body. These are the waste materials. What happens is especially during protein metabolism, some nitrogenous waste like ammonia or urea are formed. These are to be removed, like the carbon dioxide produced during the respiration. These are the unuseful materials or non-useful materials, harmful materials which are to be removed from the body. How do unicellular and multicellular organisms manage these requirements? Very simple. The unicellular organisms are in well contact with environment. Hence, diffusion process is enough for the exchange of materials. Because take the example of amoeba, it is in water and the whole body surface is always in contact with water. From water they can exchange the materials. Needful things are taken into and unwanted things are released outside. Whereas in multicellular and complex organisms, all the cells and tissues are not in contact with the environment. Hence, simple diffusion will not be enough for exchange the materials from the surrounding. Only external cells, that is present superficially, will be in contact of environment. Inside the cells tissues, they are not in contact with the environment. That is why diffusion is not a only process for exchange of materials. Now we come to the nutrition. All our requirements to maintain the body, growth and energy to work are fulfilled through food we eat. Means whatever we require, for growth and development or for energy generation, that is being fulfilled by food we take, whatever it may be. Now we come to the how do living things get their food. The general requirement for energy and materials is common in all organisms, but the fulfillment of these may be different in different organisms. For example, green plants take the carbon dioxide and water to produce carbohydrate, whereas the animals, they take the organic matter from the plants. So way is different, but requirement, or that is elements, compounds are almost same. For example, they all depends on the carbon as a source. So on the basis of procurement of food, there are two types of organisms: autotrophic and heterotrophic. The autotrophic nutrition, the green plants make their own food by photosynthesis. It is the process in which autotrophs take in carbon dioxide and water and convert them into stored forms of energy, that is the carbohydrate, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. You might have studied in earlier classes that all green plants do photosynthesis and the raw material is available in the environment. They utilize this carbohydrate for producing energy by oxidation, that is the respiration process, and so on. For example, algae, cyanobacteria, green plants, so they all are following the autotrophic mode of nutrition and hence known as autotrophs. Now this is the reaction of photosynthesis. 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O is equal to, that is the gives rise C6H12O6 sugars, 6 H2O water and 6 O2 oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. You will be surprised, oxygen is a byproduct which may be used by plants or may not be used by plants. If it is in excess than their use, they release it into the atmosphere, which other organisms utilize. Now the major events in photosynthesis. There are the three steps. First, absorption of light energy by chlorophyll, means the chlorophyll molecules present in the leaves, they absorb the sunlight, solar radiation. Second is the conversion of light energy to chemical energy and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. So here in second step, two things happens. One is the splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen, and simultaneously the light energy is converted into chemical energy. You will study in higher classes that how this happened to occur. The third step is the reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. The carbon dioxide is converted into carbohydrate, that is sugars, and sugars are further converted into other carbohydrates like the starch, or many other molecules can be synthesized from this sugar produced by the green plants. They may convert it into different other organic molecules by the different processes. So, all the above processes need not to be completed one after the other. These steps, these are 3 steps, may not be in continuation, that one after the other it is completed. It is not always true. It may or it may not. Depends on the requirement of the plant. The details of the requirements of photosynthesis will study in our practical class, that is the presence of sunlight, requirement of carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, etc. We will see in practical class. Now we come to the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms which do not produce their own food, but directly or indirectly depends on plants, are called heterotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. For example, goat, lice, fungi, etc. This type of nutrition depends on the type of food available and environment the organism lives in. Like fungi secrete enzyme outside which digest food and then absorbed by the fungus. This is the saprobic mode of nutrition. In parasitic mode of nutrition, parasite lives either inside or outside of the organism, that is called host, and manage its nutrient. Sometimes they may even kill the host. The herbivores and carnivores are also included in holozoic mode of nutrition. That means they take the solid food material, they engulf the solid food material. Now, how does an amoeba manage its nutrition? We know the amoeba consists of the pseudopodia. These pseudopodia not only help in locomotion but also capturing the food. Whenever a food particle touches the cell of amoeba, it produces the pseudopodia to trap the food material inside a food vacuole. As shown in the figure, the blue color structure is the food particle, and the amoeba produce the pseudopodia which trap the food inside, and the structure formed within the amoeba is known as food vacuole, which comes in contact with the lysosomes. Lysosomes release their enzyme and hydrolyze the food material. Gradually, the digested food diffuses into the cytoplasm, and remaining part, waste part, is released outside. So this is enough for today. Next part I'll send you very soon. Thank you.